Well, would you look at that? The market, she's green. Green like a Christmas tree. The big green weenie. Oh, we have a lot to cover in today's episode. If you find value in today's video, please smash the like button. It's completely free. Also, think about subscribing here as well. We've gained quite a bit of subscribers over the last couple of videos. This past week have been a bloodbath, but I have been buying the dip, and I bought more stock yesterday after I got done recording yesterday's video and also yesterday evening. Yes, I bought more SoFi. Yes, I bought more red. Why? Because the market is going down because of fear. The market's not going down because these companies are failing and going bankrupt. It is utter fear. It is fear-mongering. And that is how you make life-changing money. Is you buy the fear, you buy the dip, you sell the rip. If you're a long-term investor, you buy the fear, you pick up discounted shares. If you are a trader, you buy the blood, you buy the dip, you sell the rip. It's pretty simple terminology here. But a lot of people were panicking over the last week, and I ended up gaining more views on my couple previous videos than normally. So obviously people are very much aware in the retail sector, which is a good thing. It seems that retail is really not like running around with their heads chopped off. I'm a retail investor, trader. I'm not a Wall Streeter by any means. It seems that Wall Street are the ones running around with their heads chopped off, which you can argue, is it planned? Is it not planned? Is it done on purpose? Is it just so they can take some profits in a meaningful or not meaningful way? We can sit here all day and talk about fun stuff. I love talking about fun stuff, but let's go ahead and get to the market now. Like I said, if you find value in today's video, definitely smash the like button. And all my social media links are down below in the description of this video. So I want to get talking about the stock that I ended up buying yesterday, pretty much why I did that. I want to cover pretty much the public account challenge that I'm doing on this channel. Pretty much going over all these positions here. Because if you are a SoFi investor, trader, AMD, Palantir, Hood, Meta, Adobe, Pain Palettes in its own world, same thing with Honest, you're gonna like my style of content here because I'm very bullish on all these companies when you have so many people pretty much just dumping these things like crazy. And we're seeing large institutions doing this. But then again, you got to remember that large institutions, they are not the same type of way like us. For example, with SoFi, Morning Water Cheers, it is 10:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hold on. Already had my morning 12-ounce coffee, so I'm very revved up. Institutions, when they are up by like 50, 75, 100%, they can very well take their profits and they can run. Okay, my SoFi position on my private account a couple months ago, it was up over 300 and I believe like 320%. I have a SoFi average of $7.41. I was buying SoFi back in early 2024. February 24 was the first the buy orders on my Robinhood account, and I am extremely grateful to God that I found SoFi. It was such a hated, destructible company, or hated, viewed, destructible company by people. Now, is it an actual, bad company? No, not at all. But people deemed it as being like a waste. Well, I mean, obviously it's proven itself now, but the moment the market gets fearful, you see these companies just all the way down to Chinatown. So, some stuff that I did yesterday on this account, it really sucks because Webull, I honestly really wish I did this public account challenge, just creating a new Robinhood account. But I really do like the overnight trading advantage. But Robinhood is going to be bringing back overnight trading. Their CEO has stated. But whenever I go ahead and buy a stock, there is a lag pretty much on like my account for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't show on my trades like right away. I had a very small position in Netflix. I ended up selling out and actually moving some of that money. This account challenge that I'm doing is for 17 months, taking tens of thousands of dollars to six figs. Very doable, very, very easy to do. Every single week, I deposit $125. And if the market nosedives, then I deposit $2,500. But every time that I deposit $2,500, the account challenge goes down by 1 month. So last month, the account challenge was 18 months. Now it's 17 months. Am I going to be depositing another $2,500 next month? If the market sells off here, yeah, I might as well. But, I mean, if I'm going to be depositing large amounts of money into this account every month, it's kind of defeating the purpose of 17 months. So the account challenge goes down. Why am I doing an account challenge? For motivation purposes for anyone out there that is struggling in the stock market, and also motivation purposes to not only better my life, but to really show people that you can take 5 figures into 6 figures. You can take 4 into 5. You can take 3 into 4. Yes, it's you don't have to do gambling. You don't need hundreds and hundreds of percent returns. You just need to find phenomenal growing companies that over the course of a couple quarters are going to be doing a double up, and you're going to be set. Focus on doubling your money with growth companies, and don't focus on 10xing your money in a short period of time. It's a lot easier to, believe it or not, do a double up than it is to actually do like a 10x. It's very like hard to do that. Do I believe that SoFi is going to be a 10x for me in the next like X amount of years? Oh yeah, I'm a long-term shareholder of SoFi. I'm looking to hold SoFi for the next 10 years because Anthony Noto has thrown out the T word, $1 trillion company, and that's going to be over the course of the next 10 years. So therefore, I believe in SoFi's vision. But I'm not looking to make all that very quickly. Now, a lot of these positions, they could very well go to a double up this year and maybe even like by the end of Q3 of this year. So I ended up buying SoFi. Why did I buy more shares of SoFi? Because it hit my price target. It hit $18. Robinhood, I've been buying. Robinhood has not had its earnings just yet. And I've also bought Palantir here as well. What else do I want to show? Profile challenge. Let's see. So this profile, if you watched a couple of my videos a couple months ago, I was actually up on the entire profile over like 25%. Pretty humorous. But otherwise, as for my positions, AMD, triple beat, sold off. Like, am I looking to add any more AMD shares on this profile? Unless AMD gets very stupid, and I'm talking like very stupid, I'm really good on AMD. I started a lot of these positions back before Thanksgiving when the S&P 500 was doing a small correction. And it's pretty humorous because right before Christmas, I was up on a lot of these positions by 20-30%. And a good friend of mine watches these videos. He asked me, hey, how come you didn't sell out of your positions when you were up by 20-30%? Firstly, I didn't know that this shenanigans would be happening in January. I'm not God. I can't predict the future, and neither can you all. We make precise, educated decisions, but here's the reality. You're never going to buy at the bottom. You're never going to sell at the top. You got to get through that. You're never going to buy at the bottom. You're never going to sell at the top. You got to get either close to the bottom or maybe in the middle. If you're too close to the top, maybe your timing and price projection was really off. But for me, with my averages right here, I've went ahead and mapped out my averages on TradingView. So my Webull average on SoFi, obviously I'm averaging up on my SoFi position. If SoFi does go down to $18 support, where what we are experiencing right now with this green, it seems to maybe be a dead cat bounce. And is it going to hold into next week? We really don't know. I don't know if it's going to hold into next week. We don't really have a lot of bullish catalysts, to be perfectly honest. And we may not until really April, when the new Fed governor starts to do a lot of interviews. Otherwise, right now, the market is just throwing a hissy fit over the amount of money that all these companies are spending on capital expenditures, CapEx. You got to remember that word, CapEx. They're spending so much friggin' money over this year on AI infrastructure. So Amazon is spending $200 billion, which is a massive number. Now, why is Amazon doing that? Because they see that $200 billion of an investment can make them a lot of money. Okay? We are over here guessing if that's going to be a good thing. But do you trust the management team? The management team obviously says, hey, we're going to spend $200 billion throughout 2026, but it's going to generate us X amount of money. Do you believe the management team? People don't believe the management team. Do I believe the SoFi management team? Yes, I do. Which is why I buy more shares. Do I believe AMD's management team? Yes, I do. Do I believe Palantir, Robinhood, Meta, Adobe? PayPal's a really questionable thing. They may see, just because it's so oversold right now and undervalued, we may get a nice push higher temporarily on PayPal. I may take a loss on that, to be honest, and move my money elsewhere. But do you trust the management team? PayPal's management team was not trusted. People sold out. However, you have a triple B on SoFi. People sold the stock. Very different. It's fears. So my average on SoFi on Webull, I was buying shares on this profile during Liberation Day. Back in Liberation Day last year, ironically, around the same time frame, when the market nosedived, we're seeing a very similar thing. If anyone can point out this pattern, but I went all in on Liberation Day. I bought over $100,000 of hard cash stock on Liberation Day. I was buying SoFi on this profile, very low average. I was buying Palantir on two profiles. Two different profiles. I was buying Palantir below 80, $90 a share. Nvidia below 100, AMD shares I was buying below 100, below the 90s. Still have those shares. Meta, I was also buying as well too, and a few other companies as well. And when you have such fear in the market, that is the time to buy. When the market is really green, those are the days that I tend to do other stuff. And honestly, those are like the days that I just go and play golf. I'm not going to lie. Those are the days that you should really be working on exterior stuff. Because when the market is going up and the market's in green mode, like, it's not really fun. The market is fun when there's discounts left and right, because that means you're going to make money. Now, obviously, if you're in the wrong sector of the stock market, that's very different. 2020 and 21, I made life-changing money. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of profits. 22, I did okay, but 23, I got my bum handed to me. I was in the red. I didn't pay any taxes. I took a lot of losses. I was in the wrong sector of the stock market. I was in the penny stock market in 23. Should have been in the penny stock market in 22, because the penny stock market in 2022 is rock and rolling. Growth stocks, the Mag 7, was going crazy in 23. When you are in the wrong sector of the market, you can be annihilated. However, right now, being in growth stocks for this AI soaring expenditure of money being spent, it's very much the right area. Now, AMD is going to get so much friggin' money. So much money. I have made a lot of money, tens and tens of thousands of dollars of Nvidia profits. I didn't ride the Nvidia wave like a lot of people, but I was in and out of Nvidia on multiple hundreds of percents. Really should have bought in with the Pelosi crime family in 2022, but I was still learning a lot of the stuff that I know now. And oh man, that family has made, yeah, they've made a fortune, right? Crazy how that works. Go DC, make life-changing money, huh? Maybe I should just go DC and become a politician and forget being in front of my computer, right? Okay, so SoFi we talked about. AMD. So AMD, you got to remember the thing that people are forgetting is that AMD does not need to overtake Nvidia. That would be phenomenal, and that would make me life-changing money because I have so much AMD shares on my private account, it's not even funny. And it's to the point right now where I'm thinking like, hey, what if I'm a little wrong and AMD doesn't go as high as I believe it will? But AMD reaching $1 trillion is going to produce you beyond a double up right now. All these companies, Meta, they're spending like crazy on CapEx. You got Google, 180 billion for the 2026. Then you also have Amazon, 200 billion for 2026. Where are they spending all this money on? Chips. So you got the semiconductor stocks. They're gonna go parabolical. Okay. I am in the Nvidia bull, but you got to be realistic about Nvidia. They are nothing special. Okay, they're just a company. AMD. The reason Wall Street chose Nvidia is because AMD came out and said, "Hey, we're a couple years behind Nvidia." Well, guess what? Now those couple years are here. You're going to see over the course of 2026, Wall Streeters are going to leave Nvidia and they're going to go into AMD. And AMD shareholders, you just gotta get ready. Now, Palantir, my average is up here. Obviously, it's not near or at all-time highs. That makes me feel good. Robinhood, I'm a first-time shareholder. Now, Robinhood has not even had their earnings. And the reason I'm not going all in on Robinhood just yet is because every single company that has done their earnings so far, and I was completely dead wrong when I was talking about this a couple weeks ago, because I said a couple weeks ago that Robinhood is going, or that earnings are going to save the market. Well, earnings did not save this market, believe it or not. Earnings freaked out the market even more. It's okay, though, because my averages on these great companies are not near all-time highs. Now, can Robinhood triple beat? Yeah. Do I believe Robinhood is going to produce a triple beat even though Bitcoin is falling off a cliff? I believe the management team of Robinhood is phenomenal. And I do believe that they are a innovating management team, just like Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, or I should say Meta. And their CEO is a young dude that gets underrated by Wall Street. And who else got underrated by Wall Street many years ago? Oh, Mark Zuckerberg, huh? Yeah. Does anybody remember, like, years ago when Wall Street called Mark Zuckerberg a dumb kid that doesn't know what he's doing? Well, they love Mark Zuckerberg now. Ironically, that's just how it works. I'm 37 years old. I have a military background. I did a little bit over 15 years in the United States Marine Corps. I'm an Afghan vet. I remember my first, one of my first deployments I did. I actually went overseas before I was 21 years old. I was 20 years old the first time I went overseas. And I remember that I was being called a kid, like, all throughout my 20s by, like, middle-aged and older people that, like, have never done or seen what I've seen. The moral of the story is that you're always going to be called a kid. But you have to prove yourself to people. And when you prove yourself to people, if they still call you a kid, they're a dumbass. So the point about it is that Mark Zuckerberg has proven himself to Wall Street. Now, Vad from Robinhood, he's going to prove himself to Wall Street. And a lot of people can say he already has because the stock has ran up like crazy. But right now, with the stock really pulling back, it's going to take him even more to prove himself to Wall Street. Do I believe that's going to happen? Absolutely. Is there a possibility they may sell off more after their earnings? The way that the market's going, you get great earnings to sell off. What am I doing? I'm going to buy Robinhood big. Because like I said before, on this profile, I would not mind having a cost basis of, because right now my cost basis on Robinhood is $4,300. I would not mind having $6,000-$7,000 into Robinhood, because it's my main stock brokerage is Robinhood. They're gonna come back with 24-hour trading to be even more competitive. The amount of innovation that they are doing is unfriggin' believable. And the fact that they could very well be kind of like SoFi's competitor, maybe in a way, that could also add a lot of value to the company. So I am very bullish on Robinhood. Meta is very much getting kicked down from their earnings. And a friend of mine asked me this question: well, why not just cash out a Meta? And the reason being is because I don't know the friggin' future. Right now with Meta, we are holding the 50-day moving average. So we have room to really move back down, and we seem to have, ironically, a bottom at my average here. But if Meta moves down, I just want to buy more shares, because this company, over the course of this year with midterms and the amount of money that's going to be funneling in with the elections, where are you going to advertise the midterm election? You're going to advertise on Instagram. You're going to advertise on Facebook. You're going to advertise on Meta business accounts. Where's money going to be funneling into? It's going to be funneling into Meta. That's just how it is. Adobe, Salesforce, software, they're called SaaS. Software is being obliterated. This stock, honestly, is really shocking a lot of people. And I'm going to be continuing to buy shares over here. It is so oversold and undervalued at this time. I listened to this conference call for the first time, listening to a conference call of Adobe. You had record-breaking AI sales, and their management team stated that AI is not eating up their customers. If anything, Adobe products actually do better with AI. AI is not going to replace software. Okay, if anything, we're going to see software go up because of AI. I use Adobe products every single day, and probably you do too. Maybe you don't even know what type of products Adobe offers. They offer a lot of products that maybe you don't even know that you're using an Adobe product. It's kind of funny. Like PayPal, a while, I actually never knew that PayPal actually bought Venmo. A lot of people don't know this too. Do you use Venmo a lot? I use Venmo. I have a PayPal business account. Like my other YouTube channels are linked to a PayPal business account. I'm a small business owner. I use PayPal. I use PayPal all the time. So therefore, PayPal services are not really going anywhere. Just like how Adobe's products are not going anywhere. It's utter fear in the market. And it is very hilarious to see these companies trading at levels back in 2022 and also before Rona. Okay, 2022, look at Adobe's EPS, revenue. I mean, you're talking about over 50% of an increase right now, and you're trading at the same level as you were back here. That is highway robbery. So what is my game plan moving forward? It has not changed. These companies continue to be beaten down. I will add bonus shares. I am extremely happy with the averages that I have on these companies. Yes, obviously Adobe is down 13%. Obviously Hood is down 20%. Palantir is 13%. PayPal is a different story. AMD used to be up by 20%. Nothing has changed. The game plan is still standing. And the game plan is that once this fear goes away, which is probably going to be after we get out of the first quarter here, maybe we're going to experience pain into Q2 earnings. Maybe I was a little bit right and a little bit wrong. Maybe it's going to take Q2 earnings to get their heads out of their bums, Wall Street, and the fear to go away. If that's the case, it's going to be 2025 2.0. We're going to have a crazy rocket ship summer, and then we're probably going to be pulling back after or before the midterm election. We have an egotistical president. You may love him, you may hate him. The guy has an ego, and he has stated that the reflection of the stock market is the performance of the administration. You think the guy is going to let the stock market be fearful when it is midterms and the Republicans are probably going to lose the House? He's going to try everything to prop up the stock market. And a lot of people say the new Fed chair is not going to be cutting rates. I think the opposite. I really feel that the new Fed chair is going to get in and he's going to be doing some aggressive rate cuts right off the bat. And then maybe we're going to freeze. But the market is just throwing a temper tantrum. I'm over here buying stock. I'm not over here selling out of my positions like a lot of people. You got to remember why you get into these stocks, and you got to remember your game plan. You got to run projections. It's very easy. If you do not know how to run projections, you got ChatGPT, you got Google Gemini. I'm a little old school, so I tend to use Excel spreadsheets. But honestly, I use AI even more nowadays because it saves me time. You gotta understand that if you're running projections and these stocks are trading very, very cheap on their price to earning ratios, it's time to buy. Okay? Especially when that is how you do evaluations on companies. Now, when their price gets very expensive, hey, you can take some profits. It's a very, very simple process. But as for me, I'm not probably looking to buy any stock today. I'm very good. I bought a lot of stock over the last this past week. And the money that I transferred into this account is basically I pretty much front loaded the amount of money for the rest of the month. So I'm not going to be depositing any more money into this account for the remainder of this month. If the market completely nosedives, though, well then, yes, obviously. But I personally believe that the bottom is going to be very much in for a lot of these stocks here. And the reason I feel that is because it's going to be hard to get these stocks to keep going down because people are going to be looking and saying they are so discounted, they just triple beat. Come on. It's going to be buying pressure. As always, if you enjoyed today's episode, please like and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow with a talking point video. Actually, maybe not tomorrow, maybe Sunday. But definitely do Monday through Friday videos on this channel. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. God bless. And have a safe Friday.